Hey guys, Brandon and I are here to do another Creepypasta Parody, this time with My Name is M's, Froggy, Where Are You? Creepypasta starring Big the Cat. I'm not Big the Cat. Brandon, are you?
No.
Didn't think so. Let's get into the story proper. Neither of us have read this yet.
You read the first line.
You've read the first line?
Yeah.
Okay, well... One dull Saturday afternoon, I was lying on my bed, messing around on my laptop, when something caught my eye. Sorry, the period there, the grammar's killing me already. It was the case of a GameCube game, Sonic Adventure. That's strange, I thought. I was sure I sold that game on eBay.
Fuck.
In fact, I vividly remember selling the game, because there was one character who just ruined it for me. Big the Cat.
I sold that game on eBay, but forgot to mail it.
Apparently. I remember completing every other character's story before moving on to Big's. In a matter of minutes, I became increasingly annoyed. I didn't like Big as a character. He just seemed pointless and irritating. Wasn't he comic relief?
I believe he was.
But it was the gameplay which irritated me the most. You just walked up to a body of water and fished for Big's best friend, a frog, ingeniously named Froggy. It was just stupid. I turned the game off and never went back to it. I sold it on eBay a few weeks later. At least, I thought I had. It seems like kind of an extreme reaction for finding one aspect of the game boring.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I went onto eBay and checked my selling history. It didn't date back that far, so there was no way to be sure. Okay. After pondering for a while, I actually had the urge to play the game, out of pure boredom and curiosity. I placed the disc into my GameCube and checked the file. Where else would you place the disc? Just as I thought, every character's story was complete, except for Big's.
Well,
Exactly
right, 'cause
as
you stopped
intended,
playing.
yeah. He was still on the very first level that you apparently didn't complete before selling the game. I clicked on him, and was instantly reminded of his stupid voice. Reminded via his stupid voice, apparently. Just looking at Big made me shudder. He ruined a perfectly good game for me. Holy shit. After selecting him, I found myself at Twinkle Park. Big's very first stage. I never played the first adventure game.
I think I did.
Twinkle
Big the-
Park.
Big the Cat was a shitty gameplay.
I walked to the small pool and cast my line to fish, or to fishing for Froggy. It was still really boring, so I was barely paying attention. I was just letting the lure float around where Froggy could be seen in the small pool, whilst messing around on my laptop at the same time. This is why I do cuts in my recordings, folks. After what seemed like forever, I got a bite. It was not Froggy. It was not a fish. It was a blue creature, which was flailing about manically. So fast I couldn't even make out what it was. I bashed the controller, intrigued and eager to find out what I got. Bashed it? Like you slammed it off something?
I bashed my GameCube controller off of my computer because I was so eager to find out what this blue thing was.
Then, Big pulled the rod out of the water and held his catch above his head.
Well, no wonder he's not a good fisherman. He put his rod in the water.
What I saw on the screen was horrific. Big had cut the body of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh.
It was mangled and lifeless, and dripping blood into the water. Sonic's eyes were open, but had no pupils, and his mouth was ripped at the jaw. There was a sharp fish hook sticking through his flesh, which cut through the top of Sonic's mouth, near his nose. I screamed. Big hopped around happily, then threw the body to the side. I continued fishing. I just wanted this level to be over. However, this time, when I reeled in the lure, Big caught something even more horrific. It was Tails' body, as mangled as Sonic's, but this time the fish was much larger and went right through his neck. One of his legs was missing, and he looked flat like roadkill. When Big held Tails' body over his head to celebrate his catch, he did not look at Tails. He looked at me. God. I stopped fishing and went to turn the game off, but jumped a mile when I saw Big cast his fishing line anyway. He fished out another body, a deformed Knuckles, followed by Amy and Eggman. Each body was more bloodied and mangled than the last.
I love the progression there. Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Eggman.
Yeah. When Big was done with his horrible jolly laugh, then he was out of the pool and walked over to the bodies, which were laying in a heap on the side. Big lifted the body of Sonic and proceeded to bite his head off by the ear. I could do nothing but watch. Can turn off the console? I could do nothing but watch. Yeah, as blood went everywhere and Big devoured Sonic's head. I just thought of something. In all these creepypastas, like in some of them, they're like, but I couldn't turn off the console. Why don't you turn off the TV? You never try that one.
It makes sense with the Pokemon games because they're just like, they're played on a handheld.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense with those, but never makes sense with, I don't know, Pokemon Death Snap.
Pokemon Death Snap was the best one.
Pokemon Death Snap was the best story ever told on the internet.
Yeah.
Where are we? He then moved on to Tails, and one by one started biting the heads off all of the Sonic character corpses. I was scared to turn off the game, but I thought I'd just get up and do it as quickly as possible. Just as I reached for the power button, Big turned and stared at the screen and said, No,
that's just,
He shook his head, and as though he was telling me not to do it, I freaked out and pressed the power button anyway. He's now Big's face on the screen for a few seconds after I switched the console off, but when the screen went black, I thought I was safe. Famous last words.
I want to know where this goes.
It's almost over.
I know.
I sat down on my bed to try and make sense of everything that had happened. I took some deep breaths and went to look back at my laptop, when suddenly I saw a gloved purple paw reaching slowly out of my screen, followed by a fishing rod. I froze as Big's voice echoed into the room. It was much deeper, slower, and like a loud whisper. Somehow it sounded very realistic. Hyper-realistic, almost. Froggy, where are you? Positive feedback only, please. That's great, because I see that all the time on shitty creepypasta. Only give me positive feedback because I don't want to learn anything.
That was amazing.
That was amazing.
I love it when stuff becomes real.
Yeah, when they reach through the screen.
Yeah.
Do you have any final thoughts on the story?
Dragonite was in my room.
In all his Pokemon glory.
That would be my final remark.
Hey, hold on. No, just keep giving your final thoughts. I'll do the song.
I'll just do a song.
What
the hell was
that? You know, the fucking song I do for my final thoughts on every final thoughts.
No.
You suck.
Half the time I don't listen to the final thoughts.
Well, fuck you. Hi and welcome to 70% of my fan base. Doesn't listen to the final thoughts. Bitches about something that I addressed in the final thoughts. And then looks like an idiot when I tell them to watch the final thoughts.
Yep.
That or I just have to reply with read the description. Because they bitch about Zs and Ss. You're pronouncing realize wrong. It's not realize, it's realize. Ugh.
How would
Read
you
the
say-
description, you fuck.
I would love to see how they put that in the chat in the comments.
If you read through my comments, I would say 70% of my replies are just read the description, word for word. I have to tell someone that at least 5 times a week.
Be the first person to comment on your video and just say read the description.
Yeah, honestly, I should. I hope you guys enjoyed this awesome Pokemon parody pasta. I'll probably put another one tomorrow because this thread for the parody pasta is actually starting to build up. If you guys want to see the, story, it's over on the parody pasta section of my forum. That'll be in the description.
Yeah.
Until next time, have a nice day.
See ya.